Then there's the James Bond dream of leaving the country, with multiple passports and fancy wine-sipping haciendas in South America. Unless you have a lot of wealth and time, this is not a realistic option for a grand majority of people. This is besides the fact that most of the world hates America right now, and they only put up with us because of the dollars that we bring. But I can assure you, when the dollar collapses, I would not want to be the American in a strange land when the locals decide to vent their anger on what America has done to the world economy.
I do warn my consultant clients and my readers quite frequently about the perils of expatriation. You know, it does have some advantages, but unless you can marry into a family, for example, in a foreign country, you will always be seen as the expendable new guy gringo. And I don't think that'll be a very enviable position to be in the event of a societal collapse. You don't want to be the expendable new guy.
Well, I moved to Belize 5 years ago. It's almost 6 years now, because it's a very beautiful country. It has one of the most spectacular seacoasts, the second largest barrier reef in the world, and great jungles. I did fine until I moved into the interior, which was very foolish on me. And I did what a lot of Americans do. I think, you know, even subconsciously, if we don't think we're arrogant, I think subconsciously we are. And I thought I understood the culture, but believe me, I did not. Many third world countries are based on principles which are alien to us in America. You know, rule is by fear, and every other negative aspect of government is prevalent and prominent. So I was there for a short period of time, and the local politician came and asked if I would just give him $2 million for his re-election donation. In return, he would give me a whole bunch of land and all sorts of benefits and who knows what. It did not appeal to me. In retrospect,
it's how third world John, it's how third world countries work. I just got back. I'm 68 years old as well, by the way, John.
Wow.
We're the same age, and I just came back from living in the Philippines for several years. I'm a permanent resident there.
Oh, really?
So I do understand, and there, the corruption has been the way business is done. As long as you understand that everything has to be greased a little bit, you'll get along fine, but it's a heck of a way to do business.
It's alien to me, and I don't understand the principles of it. To me, it's extortion, and everything is coerced. And if you don't like it, then you pay the piper. They sent 42 armed soldiers onto my property, shot my dog, destroyed about $500,000 worth of property, handcuffed me in the sun for 14 hours, then left. A week later, a representative came back and asked if I had reconsidered. I said no, and immediately went to the international press, yelling corruption and unfair play. I shouldn't have done that either. That began a war that lasted for 7 months between myself and police. And because I had all the international press, they couldn't quite do anything to me. And then my neighbor was killed, and immediately they wanted to question me, along with all of my neighbors. But I knew, because in Belize you can hold someone for 60 days for questioning. If you don't like their answers, you can hold them another 60 and another and another. I would just be in jail forever, and that would silence me, which is what they wanted. Instead, I decided not to be questioned, which in America is a right, by the way.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Just say, I want my lawyer, and you're done.
Pardon?
Just say, I want my lawyer, and you're done.
That's right. Say, I want my lawyer. You have the right to remain silent in this country. I did not choose to be questioned. They chose to question me, and I went on the run. So a month and a half later, after hiding for 35 days, I crossed over into Guatemala.
How did you get that done? I mean, usually borders are guarded and so forth.
Well, it was not easy. All the army and all the police had my photo. They had checkpoints everywhere. First of all, I chose a rainy day. In Belize, as in much of Central America, if it's raining, police do not get out of their car or out of their office.
Same in the Philippines.
Same thing, right. So I chose a rainy day because I'd been there long enough to know that policemen don't get wet. And I went through 5 checkpoints, and all the police were huddled in their cars and just waving everybody through, including me.
Wow.
I also had range for a double to be arrested in Mexico, which slackened the southern border, and I had that was also in the international press. That
so somebody temporarily, if I got this right, somebody temporarily got arrested in southern Mexico, and so then I would assume all of Belize police went north.
They went north. So when I finally got to the border, there was simply no one there. Even the Coast Guard was gone. So then I rented a fishing boat, and the fishing boat took me the 25 miles to Livingston in Guatemala, and that's how I escaped. But that wasn't the end of my trials. I was with 2 journalists from Vice magazine who posted a photo of me in Guatemala without taking the location data out. And so the next thing I know, I'm arrested in Guatemala, and with the help of a very good lawyer, was returned to America 7 days later.
I do want to ask this. I know you had a home down there. You probably had a lot of money in the bank. You probably had, well, I don't know what you had down there, but a lot, I'm sure. When you went to Belize, did you think that you were going to Belize to live, forevermore, or at least?
Actually, I did. I was at the age I thought retiring, settling down, and enjoying life in a warm, sunny place would be fantastic. So I had all of my assets there. I had houses and condos, and it was foolish. Again, old men sometimes turn foolish, no matter how intelligent they appear to be.
Is all that lost?
Pardon?
Is all
lost.
that?
Everything, of course. I came out with a shirt on my back.
Wow.